Could you imagine living in a world where like law and order actually exists, where people break the law in front of police and they actually get arrested? Because that's what happened in this video. I think it's absolutely amazing. These officers were actually that quick to respond. I mean, you want to talk about karma? I mean, literally acted right in front of the cops, and the cops just quickly grabbed her and were like, you know what? You're going into cuffs. We're done with your games. Like, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Stay gone. And she's out of there. Thank God. Now, what the heck is taking place over inside New York City? You're not going to believe what one X post turned into. I kid you not. A simple post over on Twitter turned into mass arrests over on the streets of New York today. And they are livid. They're not even remotely close to being happy. They are flat out ticked off, and they're going off on ICE agents as we speak. Let's see what the news says about this here. Let's just hear what the mainstream media has to say.
At it right now. And what we were told is officers from the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement were seen detaining the individuals near Canal Street, near Church and Broadway on Tuesday afternoon.
Interesting.
Over a dozen federal officers wearing vested red police federal agent were seen walking on the sidewalk in Lower Manhattan with zip ties. The officers got in the car and left the area. The area normally has lots of street vendors, and now the streets are clear. As you can see, that live shot going on right now, I wanted to bring you that because we were inside of that.
Weird. But they failed to mention how everything went down. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why I love this job so much, because I get to bring things to your attention. Here we go. I saw this post literally the other day. This is Savannah Hernandez. She says, watch, a huge group of African illegal immigrants are operating a black market on the corner of Broadway and Canal Street in New York City. And she lays all of this out. This got put up on October 19th at 3:45-ish p.m., I think, something like that. It's got 4.4 million views. Let's watch this video because I'm pretty sure this is actually what got the feds out there.
This is Savannah Hernandez in New York City, and okay, my friends, I was just driving down the street. I was Ubering, and I saw this huge market of African migrants selling all of these bags along this sidewalk. The sidewalk was actually completely full of people, so I was like, okay, pull over, let me see what's going on. Now, I'm walking along this street, and the entire sidewalk was completely packed with people buying these Louis Vuitton bags, buying these YSL bags. Obviously, all of them are knockoffs. Now, I spoke to some of the migrants. They were telling me they're all from Senegal. And as I'm walking around, they all start grabbing their bags very quickly. Again, this entire block was filled with all of these bags, and they picked them all up very quickly. Within 2 minutes, they all started jumping in vehicles, running away. I was speaking to one of the migrants, and he ended up telling me that they don't have the license to sell these purses. It's illegal, and if the cops catch them, they will come and take away all of their products. Another thing that I noticed too, because I was filming, is these migrants, very similar to Paris, telling me that I can't film here.
Oh, hey, weird.
You do the film with it.
And that I wasn't allowed to be, using my camera. So they're being a little bit of aggressive toward me. And it just looked just like Paris. I was just in Paris, a month ago, and it looks the exact same here on the streets of New York as it did over there. Again, I've just never seen this. Maybe this is a common thing. But again, the entire sidewalk was completely filled with these knockoff fake purses. And then as soon as they thought the cops were gonna come, they all just took off running. Craziest thing I've ever seen.
This is probably, this is probably the coolest part. She opens this video by saying, I was just driving down the street in New York and I saw all of these people selling handbags and I decided I'm going to get out and document it. That's probably the best part about what you're about to see. What you're about to see go down is all because this lady took this video and it went viral on the internet. That's it. No New York police reporting, no citizens standing up and saying, we don't like these people in our neighborhood. None of that. Just Savannah showing up, going, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to take a video of it. And then the feds end up seeing it and they go, huh, that's a lot of illegals probably hanging out on the street, selling illegal stuff. Maybe we ought to go arrest them. How do you guys think that turned out? Check this out. You want to see what the end result was? I was only able to find this one video before I ended up coming up here. Unfortunately, it was on TikTok. But I found this video of the mass arrests and stuff going down over there. And you can see it's the exact same street of where she actually took those videos. And she put it up there. No wonder. And I want you to remember this crap. I want you to remember this because I'm about to show you a brand new poster that I made it on over on the streets of Portland, along with several other esteemed journalists and colleagues of mine. This is why they don't want you filming. They don't want you filming because the cops just went around, cleared the entire street, herded them like cattle, put them in zip cuffs, and took them off. I'm pretty sure I saw a report that said they had like a Ryder truck or something like that showed up that they were just shoving them in the back of. But because of that, believe it or not, tonight, this is the scene. And I'll give you an updated one that just came out right before I went live. This is the scene outside of New York Customs and Immigration now. So all of that looks fairly peaceful. And even this scene within itself is absolutely amazing to say that by her making that video and putting it on the internet, it caused all of those people to get arrested. Then it pissed off all the lefties who then showed up, started screaming, ICE, get out of New York. We like violent people on our streets telling us that we're not allowed to walk out with our freaking phones and our cameras. We can't be filming on public streets, right? That's why they don't want you doing it. That's why most of them are standing out here with all their faces covered. Now, some of these people are probably delusional enough to think that the spicy flu still exists and they have to have their faces covered in public, but make no mistake about it. There is a very good reason they're covering up their faces, and I don't think it's because they're scared of the spicy flu. If there were, probably would be hanging around with some of the nasty people that they do on a daily basis. Staff Sergeant or SS Gomez says, hey, Matt, have you heard about the police officer in California that got framed by the FBI? A journalist named Cece Woods made an article about it. No, I have not heard about that yet, but that definitely sounds like something I want to look into. And keep that in mind as well as you're talking about police framing people, because we've got some other stuff on that. Now, the streets of New York, right outside of that facility, weren't exactly quiet all day long. That's how they look right now. That's probably what they're going to want to show you on the news and on mainstream media. They're going to try to tell you that they're peaceful protesting over outside of the New York ICE facility. Watch this.
Bro, wait. Public street, man.
To bring some gravity to this situation, this is the same thing that's happening in Portland, only it's happening over here. These protesters are trying to get in the way to not allow the federal vehicles to get in and or out of the area. They don't want it to happen. This is the same leftist nonsense that we see in every major city popping up around the United States. It's led by Democrats, to be perfectly honest, because the locals tend to take care of it. But in these leftist cities, and you think it's bad right now over New York, you wait till Mamdani gets in there, baby, because it's coming. It's coming. People haven't even woken up to that madness yet. But watch what happens here. I don't know if you caught that. I did. This lady right here, I'm pretty sure this kid that just got drug off right over here behind this ICE agent, pretty sure that's her son. Because as she's screaming and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, chasing after these federal agents, trying to bust through them and acting like a moron, which they should have just thrown her to the ground and put her in cuffs, just ended that flat out. This little kid's like punching the Fed. This lady is so caught up in her madness that she just straight like ignores her kid. The cops take her kid, push him to the side. Why do you have your kid out there in the first place? And why do you have your kid striking officers? Like, if you want to be a moron, that's on you. But don't let your kids do it. And she completely ignores the fact that her kid's there, completely loses sight, and the Fed just runs off with him. Where the heck did all of these people come from? Like, looked at, like, that dude's got a freaking riot shield. I don't even know if that's a cop. It's hard to tell. Kind of looks like he might be, but what the heck is he doing with that shield, man? It's a full-on ballistic freaking shield. Did he pick it up from the cops? Now he's just running behind him, or is he a cop? Nah, he actually looks like he's wearing armor. Maybe he is a cop. I don't know. But look at all those people, man. How did all of that spur just from the Fed showing up to arrest the illegals selling like illegal knockoff handbags? How did that happen? How did all those people show up just like that? Well, there's a lady that's out to be speaking to the mayor of Chicago here in a couple minutes that you guys are going to see. And she's going to lay it out pretty dang good. But keep in mind that we're still talking about New York, but this lady's pissed. And so are the other people around the country that are tired of this nonsense. And the cat's finally out of the bag, ladies and gentlemen. It is out of the bag and they ain't playing around no more. Here's another view of just some of the madness that was going on over in New York. The peaceful side, right?
Is running. Now again, this person, we've been watching this person. He has been pushing ICE agents and police, and people have been defending him. There's another woman right in front. She was also pushing some of these officers. Whether they know someone who was arrested by police for being undocumented is unclear. Again, we're trying to figure out how many arrests there actually were that were undocumented immigrants as opposed to protesters. At this point, these are protesters who are being arrested.
Nope, not protesters. People literally breaking the law. There's protesting, which is what I showed you in the first video. And then there's what these nut jobs do. AWOL Stu says, no longer stranger danger, it's ranger danger. Oh my goodness, I need to play that video for everybody that's never seen that before. JDog001 says, they are trying to sell all the stuff they looted during the riots when they looted all those businesses. You're probably not wrong. Probably not wrong, but a bunch of it's probably a bunch of knockoff handbags and stuff like that. Honestly, it's just a huge illegal operation. Like it's a huge criminal market. A lot of people don't realize how big this market is, but it's actually pretty dang big. You know, you look at it like it's just like little innocent bags and things like that. No, man, they actually get pretty, like it's a thing. It's a big thing. And whenever you have product like that moving across borders, whenever you have illegal products that are flowing back and forth like that, whether it be drugs, whether it be illegal handbags, whatever it is, man, there's a lot of money to be made there. And whenever you have that route that's in place going back and forth, especially near when you have a major metropolitan area with an interstate highway and an international border nearby, or an international border not too far away, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a lot of human trafficking. And human bodies flow both ways. They flow north into the country and south out of the country. Where do you guys think of that? All that snuff porn and crazy stuff comes from? That comes from people being kidnapped and being shoved down across the border and being sold on the black market over on the freaking dark web. That's what ends up happening. And so when you look at things like that, when you look at those major operations being busted up, people just want to tell you, oh, it's just a handbag, or they're just like people trying to come to the United States. No, those people that are coming into the United States, dude, they hold their passports, they hold their paperwork hostage. They hold it hostage until everything gets paid off. And God forbid that their family or they are not able to front the other portion of the money when they get to the United States, because then they go into slave labor. I guarantee you that there's somebody that's listening to this right now that has likely walked into a massage parlor here in the United States of America, one of those dirty, dirty Asian places that you just like, you know what I'm talking about. That's where those people come from. That's what ends up happening. If you're partaking in that stuff, just understand you are partaking not only in something that is highly illegal, but also you're contributing to human trafficking. I just want to throw that out there because a lot of people don't know that. However, I digress. Let me get off my high horse. It did turn into this now over in New York.
ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York. ICE out of New York.
So, not too big of a crowd, 200 people, something like that, probably hanging out over there just chanting peacefully, but it's going to turn stupid as soon as the sun goes down, which it's starting to, because that's when all the rejects come out. Fox McCloud69 says, willing to bet most of those people actually agree with the immigration laws being enforced, but the herd mentality won't let them admit it. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. A lot of people actually do, and they don't understand how all of this crap is actually going down. Here's the feds going to leave. Remember how I told you they were messing with their vehicles? So I showed you where they're standing in front of the facility. Let's see how it looks when they actually go to leave the facility, shall we?
There we go. That's it. You want to go? Let's go. Come on.
Hey, Portland, notice how even the New York Police Department is barricading the streets off, keeping people on the sidewalk, probably made an arrest or two. Maybe you should take note because traffic is actually allowed to flow and nobody's in danger of getting ran over but the law enforcement officers who are actually protecting the public. Just want to point that out there. Also notice how even though they have those rails that are set up, that those protesters are pushing those rails back. They're pushing them back, pushing back against the police. Just want to point that out. So as Portland and Chicago and California are all getting national attention, it looks like we're about to have another city pop off because, God forbid, federal agents go in and actually enforce the law, arrest illegal immigrants doing illegal things. I'd be very interested to see the actual previous offenders that got arrested today over on the streets of New York that are here inside of this country illegally that, like, just ludicrous judges ended up letting go back onto the streets. I can't wait to see the crimes that some of these people actually ended up getting picked up with today. And it's sad to me that in today's day and age over here in America, we can have those things. Now, I gotta bring up this next video and point this out. By the way, that telephone pole off to the right there, or whatever, the light pole, whatever that thing is, where it says refugees deserve asylum or dignified repatriation. No. You're not a refugee when you just run across the border and steal. Now, Nick Solder ended up posting this video. These cops over here, these are the Portland liaison officers, allegedly are collecting evidence against federal agents. Now, in all fairness, if citizens are alleging crimes, the cops are supposed to take reports and document and do things of that nature. So it very well could just simply be that. But with all of the things that we've seen in the recent past and some of the things I'm about to show you, I also highly, highly doubt it. Kenneth says, Matt, question, with all of this going on and police departments not following federal law, could Trump enact martial law in states with corrupt police? It's a very good question. And I do think in cases such as this, the Insurrection Act may come viable, personally. I really do think that it is a possibility because yesterday I laid out some framework for how it certainly looked like the Portland Police Bureau was working alongside Antifa. These videos are going to be pretty damning when I end up playing this video. It's about 52 seconds long. And then I'm about to show you something else. I ended up putting two other things together today over inside of Portland. It is eye-opening. And I'm really glad that the people that live in the apartment complex across the street from the Portland ICE facility started speaking up and started leaking things to guys like me and everybody else that's out there on the street. First, watch this video.
So he tried to get in my face and try to make me fight. I'm not going to fight because I'm not a guy to understand. Put your hands on me, that's going to be a problem. But at the end of the day, I'm peacefully protesting. I'm peacefully showing what's going on. I got a reputation, I got respect. I interviewed everybody down here. I interviewed the police, everybody down here about why they down here, what they down here for. My name is Ted City. I have an Instagram. My Instagram is gamer_Michael.
Thank you, man.
Other video on straight. There's one block north of Lowell.
So he tried to get him out.
Now, this morning I ended up playing a video for you guys where Antifa literally ran over and hid behind the Portland police, shining their lights up at the federal building. And the Portland police are like, oh my gosh, we had no idea what was going on. How are we supposed to know? We had no clue. When everybody else that was on the street, even civilians, could figure out what was going on. So that is the competency of the Portland Police Bureau. I actually like the guy over there on the left. I talked to him quite a bit. He's actually a really nice guy. I have no doubt that he's just trying to do his job because people are filing complaints. But it certainly would seem like they might have some sort of a directive to be digging for information on the feds. I don't know why I feel that way. It just kind of seems that way. And by the way, let's talk about the feds getting a bad name over inside of Portland. Let's talk about a single arrest that took place that ended up making its way into mainstream media. And you even have idiots like the Krassensteins that are going off and claiming that this poor old blind man ended up getting arrested.
Listen to this blind man explain how he is drugged on the ground by ICE simply for sitting on the sidewalk in Portland.
Being dragged across the ground when you can't see what's happening around you. They call Portland a war zone. The only people that's making it a war zone is ICE.
His name is Quinn Harborough, and he's a 4'6" legally blind man. He was hospitalized after the attack. Is this what you voted for?
After the attack. He's calling it an attack. Can't make this crap up. You guys want to see what this guy actually did? You want to see what he was actually arrested for? I kind of do. Let's take a look. DHS was pretty dang quick to respond to it today. Homeland Security actually put out a whole compilation video on this guy and the poor attack that they did on this man.
Quit. You just hit me. You just...
Seems to know pretty dang well where the police are at, where the line's at, arguing with the cops, everything else. Let's continue on. That's him, by the way, if you couldn't tell. And you're about to see him, spoiler alert, you're about to see him with a pacifier in his mouth. A literal pacifier.
Don't you fucking tell me what to do, you fucking cunt! No, man! This is not your fucking property!
Literal people holding him back from trying to fight the feds. Legally blind, and yet people have to hold him back.
Yeah. Get it back. I'm glad you know it too. Hey, assholes! Dance on your goddamn grave! Hell yeah, I hope somebody kills you guys! If they do, we should give them the Medal of Freedom!
Yeah, that really nice guy just said if somebody kills you, we should give him the Medal of Freedom. Yep. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's what he said. And that moron in the bright yellow vest right there, it's a guy from Cop Watch, another real winner.
You have no idea how much I would like to beat the fucking shit out of you. Why you have to keep
Let me help him.
I told you you'd see him with a pacifier in his mouth. You guys see that up over there on the left side of your screen? I know I see it. That's a pacifier. Dude legitimately has a pacifier. Now this, in my opinion, is likely a mentally ill individual, and Antifa has been known to use mentally ill individuals. I don't know a single sane human being that wakes up in the morning and goes, I'm going to take a pacifier and go shout at police, but this guy did it.
Shut up! Shut up! Don't talk! Do
Your values are different than ours. Your values are not, and kind of plain evil, honestly.
Yeah, that's good.
Funny, he can see good enough to know that he's laying right on the line. Somehow his vision's that good. Now, I don't see anybody else guiding him there to that particular location or anything like that. I don't see anybody else telling him this is exactly where you need to lay down. The man ends up laying down, unfortunately for him, right across the blue line. Now, I've seen the feds go out there and arrest people just for stepping on the blue line, and they enforce the law equally. It doesn't matter if you're on the right, if you're a member of the media, whoever you are. If you cross that blue line, your butt's going in cuffs. They will come and snatch you up.
Do not block. Please block that.
Yep, there he goes.
down now, okay? Calm down.
Now, I want you to predict. Do you think this guy is actually going to behave himself here? Do you think that he is going to be nice? Do you think that he is that poor, innocent man that Mr. Krassenstein just said, I can't even bring it up.
Calm down.
There's nothing in my socks, dumbass. My feet are too small. The fuck do you think I'm gonna put in there? God, you guys are fucking dumb. What? Hey, what? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, nigger.
Oh, he just dropped the N-word with a hard R on the end. Hey, Antifa over in Portland, did you know that your little short midget guy that's running around the streets out there likes to use the N-word, dropping hard R's on the end? I just want to play this again.
Talk to me, nigger.
Yep, that's what he said. Yep, hard R, definitely dropped it.
Talk to me. Yeah, that's right. By my hands. Come on. Come on, pig.
Yep. Now that is a stark contradiction from what this man just said. Let's listen to that again.
Listen to this blind man explain how he is drugged on the ground by ICE simply for sitting on the sidewalk in Portland.
Being dragged across the ground when you can't see what's happening around.
Do you see the problem here? Am I the only one that sees it? Number one, not only did the man have a pacifier in his mouth when he ended up getting arrested, but here he is holding on to a teddy bear crying like he is actually mentally ill. Like, I do feel bad for this guy. I'm probably going to pray for him tonight. But wow, man. Wow. These are the people that the left is using. And this Krassenstein guy, by the way, yeah, he could have done his due diligence before he made this video claiming that it was an attack. It's absolutely one of the most pathetic chunks of editing that I've ever seen in my life. That this guy somehow is completely, totally innocent, legally blind, all of this other crap as he stands there fighting with the cops, yelling with the cops, laying right across the line, doing everything in his power to basically ignore the law and defy the officers and shout not just racial slurs at them, but wish death upon them and commend people if they were to kill them and offer to give them the Medal of Freedom if they were to kill IS father. That's that guy. So he's either playing games right here, he's either playing games or he's mentally ill. And truthfully, I don't know which one it is, because this goes right along with their same agenda that they do, dressing up in their little furry costumes, running around in the street, trying to act like they're all peaceful. Meanwhile, they're shouting at ICE officers to off themselves, jump off buildings, do all sorts of crazy stuff. Did I make my point clear enough yet? Oh, by the way, Trump, he got asked about Portland today.
Mr. President,
Yeah, please.
an appeals court recently ruled that you can send the National Guard into Portland, Oregon. Do you feel unfettered to send the National Guard into whatever city you want now?
Well, I guess that was the decision. That I can send the National Guard if I see problems. I looked at Portland over the weekend. The place is burning down, just burning down. We weren't there. We didn't spend much time there because we were waiting for that decision. But the court, probably maybe that influenced the court. But you look at a place like Portland, it's ridiculous when they say that there's no problem. The place was on fire over the weekend. But we won the case in Court of Appeals. I think it was the Ninth Circuit, so that's pretty good. And a very strong opinion that we have the right to use the National Guard. You would think that would be common sense. We have the right to use the National Guard to put out trouble.
You would think that. And it is common sense when you read the law. The letter of the law is pretty clear when it comes to Trump having, or the president having the authority to make that decision to deploy them. And that's exactly what the Ninth Circuit Court did, in fact, rule on. They made it very, very clear. Now, something that I found really amazing today, right down on the streets of Portland, because again, we got to keep tabs on these people and keep up on them. Now, earlier today, I saw this video. So one, the National Guard yesterday was approved. All right. So National Guard, they're coming. They've already completed their training. They're ready to go. And even today, it looks like Trump signed an executive order for like a National Guard response force to like just send them over and just smash these freaking violent rioters out, right? This was a scene on the streets of Portland earlier today. And now I know why. A lot of people are saying it's because the feds are coming, the National Guard's coming in. But I want you guys to see something, that you have Portland police that are out here supervising this camp getting cleaned up. And obviously the city timed this appropriately for a reason. This is why I'm pretty sure there's even more collusion that's taking place. Watch. For those of you that don't know, that's the storage facility right next to their encampment, about 100 meters away from the ice facility where they store stuff. All right, but let's Charlie Mike. So they cleaned the area out, and it looks like it was because they had some construction or something like that going on. Scenes from a little bit early. Let me see if I can find it. Actually showed big cleaning trucks and stuff like that had shown up to take care of it, right? But there's a whole other side to this, and maybe did I actually not put that in my stack today of those videos doing their thing? Hold on. This is ridiculous. No way I didn't put that out. No. I didn't put it out. For the love of God. Well, here's the reason, in my opinion, why that is getting done. Let me digress and back up here. This right here, that's up on your screen. And I'm going to read this out loud for you guys. This is Reach Community Development. Everybody deserves a place to call. Dear Grays Landing residents. Dear Grays Landing residents. This is a letter addressed to the people in Grays Landing. Now, that is the apartment complex that is right across the street from the Portland Ice Facility. The people that have been choking down tear gas every night because it's getting sucked into their ventilation ducts. We need to go full Spartan society, says Chaotic Clyde. Well, calm yourself, Chaotic Clyde, because we're not quite there yet. We wanted also to make you aware that starting this Monday, an organization called Portland Immigration Rights Coalition, the PIRC, will be operating out of a previously vacant commercial space in the Grays Landing building. PIRC volunteers work to ensure that individuals with appointments at the ICE field office are informed of their rights and responsibilities, including access to an attorney as part of their due process. You may have seen these folks near the ICE facility wearing orange shirts. PIRC and its volunteers will be working from their own office space on Moody Avenue and will not have access to Grays Landing residential entrance or any Grays Landing's facilities. They will be present during morning business hours on weekdays, not on evenings or weekends, and are committed to peaceful operations. Reach is partnering with the city of Portland to make this possible. Whoa, wait a minute. What'd they say? Reach is partnering with the city of Portland to make this possible, which is a way that our organization can support upholding the rights of community members while also reducing sidewalk and street crowding outside. Wait a minute. So Reach Community Development is renting space now in the apartment building across the street, and the city of Portland helped to coordinate that. And they quite literally state it's a way that our organization can support upholding the rights of community members while also, listen here, reducing sidewalk and street crowding outside. Now, what do you think the actual purpose of them getting that particular office space is for? I've got a freaking feeling that the reason all that encampment got cleaned out today was because they're planning on moving all of that garbage into Grays Landing downstairs. So if you guys are listening and you're over there on the streets, and you better believe I'm going to be sending a text to Nick about this as soon as I get done with this podcast, better keep a watch on that, because when they move in there on Monday, I bet you $1 million flipping dollars that Antifa is moving into that space and that they're going to be sponsored by Reach. How about them apples? So this was yesterday that it got put out. Today, Portland police, along with it was a major cleanup crew, man. It was like people that clean up crime scenes. That's not a joke. It was literally written on the side of their trucks, show up to clean that camp out. That's what they did. And now you have these people that are moving into the apartment complex in the freaking basement on the freaking floor downstairs. But it's okay, because they're not going to have access to the building, right? Right? Got to give Katie Davis Court a good shout out for putting this cute graphic together. There's the ICE facility. There's Grays Landing right there. And you have people that live in this housing, which, by the way, is not cheap unless you're on government assisted, right? Then some of those people actually come over here. The encampment's right down here at the end of this, right, literally, 50 meters past these folks. So now they have a dedicated office space downstairs, and that would make complete and total sense why they cleaned it out today. Doubt kills dreams, says Honey Badger Mom filmed later showing the camp is already back up. Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. But you can't, I mean, you can convince me as long as you provide me the legitimate evidence after this that this crap is going to be moved into that building. Fox McCloud says they should remove all government aid programs to anyone arrested at any of these protests and their licenses suspended for a year. You think they have driver's licenses or they care? Like, let me bring you back to the people that are getting. Do you really think that they have driver's licenses or they care? Do you on it? Like, Fox, I mean, I'm with you. I'm down for that, man. But come on, man. Like, really? Do you think that's going to deter half of these nut jobs from doing what they do? I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't think that. And some interviews from the streets of Portland as well that ended up coming out say otherwise. You want to know why Portland is as bad as it is? I mean, I got to give this guy a shout out, man. I just came across him the other day. He's great. Kevin Dahlgren. Blow that nice and big up on your screen so you can see where this video came from. A boots on the ground independent journalist ending homelessness by empowering, not enabling. Let's take a look at this video.
Do harm reduction people come out here and give you supplies like
harm reduction, like the clean syringes and stuff like that? Yeah. There's a couple of them, but then there's a few of them that came out in a van and they start passing out stuff like pipes and snorting kits and shit like that. Like, why? Just making it so much easier and more comfortable for people to just be like, oh, okay. Now I don't even have to go anywhere.
Take a look at this young lady's hands. Take a look at her face. Just take a look. And she's covered in dirt. She's covered, like, you think she likes living like this? No. She doesn't. She is an addict, self-described in the video. She is an addict, and the city makes it easier. The city literally goes around handing these things out, and I saw that when I was a cop just outside of Denver. What you end up seeing is these people, right, end up getting, they're supposed to do one-for-one exchanges at a lot of these places, but what's happening in Portland is they're literally going around to these different homeless encampments and just passing out drug kits. Literally going around to the homeless encampments and passing out drug kits. They are making the matters worse. And that's not Matt telling you that. That's this young lady.
I don't like it.
Well, that definitely would be enabling.
Yeah.
You know, you are
big time enabling.
You're approaching a person who's in the middle of their addiction and giving them the tools to continue to get high.
Yeah. Instead of clean syringes, I understand, but stuff like pipes and like
straws,
special made
foil.
Yeah, special made freaking stuff to do where you heat it up and shit like that. Just stuff like that is definitely enabling, and it doesn't help.
What they argue is this is reducing harm. I personally don't see how.
Yeah, I don't either. It's enabling actually makes it more harmful, because once people get comfortable enough doing stuff a certain way, like, why do anything else? It's fucked up.
That is why you have such a huge problem in Portland. That is why you have such a huge problem in Portland. There's a gal running around the streets that we were calling Methany for a reason. There's a reason some of these people are up 24/7 nonstop on the streets outside of the ICE facilities. There is a reason some of these people are in that government assisted housing over there that show up on the streets, continue to use and continue to act out in violent ways. I don't know if you know this or not, but a lot of people, when they end up getting on meth and all of that other crap, and they're up all night long, they go freaking cuckoo. And they are violent, and they carry sharp, pointy objects. And they go from one extreme of being very nice, very quiet, the way this lady is right here in this video, to being some of the most violent people I have ever seen in my life. They're all paranoid. They all think people are hiding in the trees that are coming in for, I don't know what it is with meth addicts, but they all think that people are hiding up in the trees or rooftops and following them around on the rooftops. It's the weirdest dang thing. It's like this common psychosis deal that I end up seeing with meth addicts. Now, Portland's pretty bad. New York's pretty bad. Wonder what took place in Denver this weekend.
Ride your bike, you fucking fag! Go get a job! Yeah! Go get a job! Loser! Fucking loser! if you don't quit, I'm serious.
Hey, get your buddy. Get your buddy.
You hear what everybody's shouting at them, get your buddy, get your buddy. The reason that man started running and chasing somebody down is because they touched him. They grabbed, couldn't tell if they slapped his head, grabbed his hair, like what it was, but that's why he started running and chasing that individual down. They're just claiming this guy flew off the rails and started doing it, but that individual that's on the left side of your screen, that's the offender that the Denver police actually went around and arrested. And I started to wonder, and I'm decided I'm not going to do it and call these people out, but maybe I will one day. I was looking at like this Facebook post, and in this Facebook post I want to say it was like the Denver Metro something newspaper, some crap like that, Denver Gazette maybe, I don't know, in this Facebook post, and it was just a bunch of vile comments over he got what he deserved, and they were calling out the guy that ended up getting arrested, and they're asking, well, how do I put money on his books over inside the jail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. People saying that they need to give that man a medal for tripping him and all that other crap. And that is the amount of vile stuff that's coming out because that guy supports ICE and because he wants people to get the heck out of the country and he got assaulted. All of a sudden, boop, that makes it okay. Let's go ahead and put money on this man's books inside jail. ICE around the country. I'm not even sure where this video is from. All I know is this is a huge problem in America. This is one little arrest in a suburb in America. Listen to the people.
Get the fuck out of here! Go! Get out! Get out! Go away! Fuck off! Go away! What is your name? What's your name? Hey,
Toby!
What's your name? ICE is here! Fuck off!
What's your name?
Get out! Get out! Say your name! Sir, say your name! Say your name!
Ezekiel!
Say your name! Say your name! Say your phone number! Your name! Phone number! El teléfono! What's your name? Say your name! What's your name?
Carlos!
Anybody shocked that his name's Carlos? Anybody? Anybody shocked that his name's Carlos?
Take his phone. Can I take his phone? Bastards, you son of a bitches! Kidnappers! You guys are vile! Evil! Nazis! Look at you, barely showing your face.
Nazis. Wow. All of that because it looks like they picked up an illegal alien. All of that for it. Patrick Loudon says sad stuff. Also, the supplies are from our tax dollars. Yeah, I think you're actually right there. A lot of those supplies likely do end up coming from our tax dollars. Jim Dix says, great job qualifying for that flyer. Were you wearing an eye patch or did they distort your pretty face? Oh, Jim, thanks for reminding me, buddy. I can't let everybody get away without knowing that I'm now Portland famous. I've made a flyer. You guys might not be able to see me right underneath that red box right there down here at the bottom. This is my pretty face. They're warning about right-wing media outlets. You don't be fooled by them. And of course, Mercado Media sympathizing with the left coming out. One day he's going to be running around in a furry costume. I have no doubt. He's already got the black helmet, the black vest, the black outfit, and a gas mask. I have no doubt next time he goes out there, he's probably going to end up taking part in the protest as well. But yeah, it's not even harassment. It's a warning to the community about people who travel. It's a warning. Really, it's a warning that we are putting people's faces on camera for breaking the law. Okay. Freaking nut job. That's why nobody likes you, man. And that's also why nobody likes the mayor of Chicago.
So, Mayor Brandon Johnson, look up here. Look up here. Look up here. You got a real South Shore resident of 63 years up here. Not no paid protester. Not somebody that's paid with a 501c3. You got a real, live South Shore resident at this mic. Now what you're going to do for the citizens of South Shore and the black people of Chicago, you're going to stop with all this fake black facade you're doing. You're going to stop that. Because first of all, you're going to deal with the fact that word on the street is you're a Haitian. And if that be the case, that explains a lot. But if you're not, we're going to dethrone this self-acclamation you gave yourself at that Black Caucus thing, where you said that you're the freest black man in America right now. I dare you insult black men like that. You are far cry from that. You're sitting here talking against Trump, trying to make him look this way or that way, when we right here this morning saw you misuse the police department to violate our rights as citizens. That's right. You told them that they cannot participate in getting these illegal immigrants while you sat up here and misrepresented that raid on South Shore Drive like black people was getting beat up and all that over there. You know that's a lie. I live over there, and black people over there, we kicking in and we chilling because ICE ain't looking for us. And you know they're not. They're coming to get what we asked our president to do, and that was to engage in mass deportation, to get these illegals out of our country. We are coming for them seats. Do you understand that? And while you got these people up in here acting like they pro-police, if they really was about the police, against the police, whatever the case may be, they deal with that Laquan McDonald Act so that we can get y'all up out of that seat. Yeah, you wipe your face. Yeah? You wipe your face because you're probably out breaking out in a sweat. Let me tell you something. We coming for them seats. And at first, I said it to you. Then it spread it to city council. But now you're going to mess with the black people of America and American citizens by being a fraud and showing the Democratic Party for how lousy they really are. Black people in America, American citizens, y'all say it along with me. From the East Coast to the West Coast, from the North to the South. The Democratic Party, we're putting y'all on alert. All across of America. That's right. We coming for them citizens.
Dude, I love that lady. Like, I can't, like, I heard that earlier today and I about was like, holy crap, man. Like, you want to talk about pissing people off? They've done it. They've officially done it. And they're trying to hide it. They're trying to state that it's not. And you got all these radical lefties that are trying to support each other and everything else. No. We know. Y'all are lying and we're tired of it. We're tired of your crap. We're tired of your garbage. And you're going to end up getting kicked out of office just like that lady said. Chaotic Clyde says, we do not need multimillionaires in charge. We need people like you, a regular person as president. I would agree with that statement. You know what the problem is how much it actually costs to run for president. Half the issues in this country are arising because of the cost it takes just to get in political office, man. You need to look into that. It's absolutely nuts. Kenneth says, Matt, question. With all of this going on and police departments not following federal law, couldn't Trump enact martial law in states and with the corrupt police? Yeah, I do believe he could do that. Why is my super chat thing giving me weird freaking statements from other people? I don't understand that. It's shocking to me, man. I see stuff like this that's going around in the country and people trying to like gaslight. And then I wonder, where do people get all of their bad information from? Where is the youth in this country getting all their bad information from? I've got a feeling I know exactly where they get their bad information from. And it comes from places like TikTok. It comes from creators like Harry Sisson. Listen to him listen to how pompous this guy is. Like, if you guys don't know who Harry is, this is him right here. Big old team heartthrob for the boys, right? In the left. But listen to him try to articulate his position and then listen to him getting shut down like it's nobody's business.
I don't think J.D. Vance said anything wrong.
One said rape was epic. Another said, I love Hitler. He tried to say they're all very young, but actually some of them were nearly his age. The reality is that kids do stupid things and tell edgy, offensive jokes.
Well,
he
Piers,
said, fine, but they're actually, but they are still part of the conservative movement.
On top of rooftops outside of the No Kings rally, shooting at Democrats.
But that's terrible too.
You're being so slimy. You're being so slimy.
Which they don't happen. So I'm sorry.
Jack,
until we deal with the people who keep shooting at my friends, then I'm not really concerned about some group chat.
You can condemn both.
Hire those guys.
You can condemn both.
Those guys.
Jack,
but,
you can condemn
I think you can easily condemn all. I think you can actually.
Wait.
Well, hang on. No, you wait, Harry. If you're going to be intellectually honest,
it.
actually, it should be easy to condemn all of these things. All the invoking of the Nazis and Hitler should be condemned. It's never appropriate because Hitler and the Nazis were a gazillion times worse than anything we're seeing here. I think the messaging between these young Republicans was appalling and should be condemned. I think that J.D. Vance trying to defend it and calling Trump Hitler before, that should be easily condemned. All these things should be condemned. The killing of Charlie Kirk should be absolutely condemned by anyone, right? All of these things, if you're going to be intellectually honest, should be condemned. I want to just change gears now. I want to bring Scott back in. Let's talk about Israel.
I feel like we should hold them to account, Piers. I mean,
everyone should be held to account, but everyone...
So what you missed was earlier in this interview, Harry tried going, well, when was the last time a Democrat claimed anybody was a Nazi? And they were like, Kamala Harris, October 2024, Hillary Clinton. And they just start listing them off, and like Harry's head's about like exploding. And that's where Pierce came out with like those statements. But God forbid Harry ends up getting shot down and they can't actually allow him to freaking like speak because he's been shut down on all of this crap. No. Harry, he's in charge. He's got to move on. This is the woke left.
One should be.
But you're talking about,
it would be political violence. It would be much better for the political discourse in America.
You're letting him get away. You're letting him get away.
No.
Yes, you are. And let me just explain why briefly before you bring in the other guests. Jack is in a corner right now, right? He continues to go with this line of, I'm very upset about Charlie Kirk, which is understandable as he should be.
It's not a line, Harry.
But
you guys shot and killed Charlie Kirk.
It is a line. First of all, you guys was not the Democratic Party.
It's not the Democratic Party? Really?
You say that, Jack,
you're so worried about some meme?
Both. Look at Jack. You can condemn both.
I'm so
Look at the isolated incident of these young Republicans praising Hitler. Can you condemn that, Jack?
Any of this stuff.
Jack, can you condemn? Can you condemn people who pledge allegiance to Hitler? Can you pledge allegiance to Hitler?
No, but actually, okay, let me look. Don't talk over each other, Jack. I don't think it is difficult for you to just say that what those young Republicans were saying in these messages that was exposed was wrong and should be condemned. Why is that difficult?
No, I don't think it's difficult at all. But what I do think is very obvious here that was timed by Politico. Politico, by the way, which refused to... Harry,
Harry is such a pile of trash. This is the issue. Nobody's presenting anything as sustenance anymore. Nobody's actually giving people real information anymore. Nobody's encouraging anybody to be a critical thinker anymore. This is what passes for mainstream media and news now. Little TikTok influencers who have no idea what's actually going on in the world, who have zero life experience, given a platform to cry like a 2-year-old girl. Ask the poll. Is Harry a pitcher or a catcher? 92% of you guys, 91 now, say that Harry is the catcher. Some of you guys actually think he's the pitcher. I'm just going to go ahead and close that poll out. This, ladies and gentlemen, that is the big problem for me. And by the way, remember how I said the United States is just always a couple years behind the UK? I'm going to close this out by showing you guys something that took place over inside Ireland. Before I do that, I do want to finish all of these super chats to make sure that you guys are caught up to par on all those. I want to show you what took place over in Ireland today. SS Gomez. Hey, all my fellow critical thinkers, please go give CC Wood's article from the Current Report a read about the FBI framing an innocent officer who is exposing corruption in his department. You should probably go read it. Chaotic Clyde. Running for office has become complete and total BS, and it's a moneymaker. You're right. 100%. That's exactly what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode here of the Speak the Truth podcast. And I want to remind you guys, the UK, it's just a couple months, just a couple years, always like a couple steps ahead of the United States of America. These people over inside of the UK are pissed off. What you're witnessing what you're about to see is a police vehicle caught on fire. And the reason it's caught on fire is because their government is housing illegals that raped a very young girl and it still hasn't been deported and is sitting inside of that hotel being funded by the government. People have been writing about this for a very long time and they're not listening. This is the end result. This is what America has if we don't get our crap together, ladies and gentlemen. Incog Faraday says that meme by Trump, master class. The left can't meme or take a joke. No, they can't. And all they can do is lie, like I just showed you Krassenstein earlier. It's an absolute joke. This is what we have coming if America doesn't get it together, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, love, happiness, and God bless. I'm out.
So I'm here at the protest at City West Hotel, where a migrant, an asylum seeker that was supposed to be deported stayed in the country and raped a 10-year-old Irish girl that was in state care. As you can see, things are massively kicking off here. There's probably well over 1,000 protesters. Unfortunately, this isn't the first crime we've seen like this, even in the last year or two. So things are really reaching a boiling point here. So I'm here at the protest at City West Hotel, where a migrant, an asylum seeker that was supposed to be deported, stayed in the country and raped a 10-year-old Irish girl that was in state care. As you can see, things are massively kicking off here. There's probably well over 1,000 protesters.